Alrighty, what is up, my fellow champions of the realm? Today we're going to be talking about the AOC and what I think should be brought up balance-wise. Alright, so before we can even talk about balance, the first thing we need to identify is the job of the AOC, right? From what I've been told from Jay Flair, Bitey, and Huga, is that the AOC is the direct bridge between the community and the devs. How do you get in the AOC? Trusted individuals who are voted in by the community can sit down and have meetings with the great men and women who make Paladins possible and help us have a more enjoyable gaming experience. Some things we're not going to be talking about today are servers and matchmaking. These two topics I feel are a waste of time to talk about due to the fact that it's been said that the servers really can be fixed. Only time will help. A lot of games right now are having server issues. And, you know, some games, they have more money to put in a server, so they will have higher quality ones, but it all comes down to money, you know what I'm saying? And then matchmaking. No game has a perfect matchmaking system. No matter what game you play, you always think your teammates are boosted, or they're not as smart as you, you know? All you can do is GG go next, you know? So those are two things we're not going to talk about. So, today we're actually going to be going over the champions that I think need touching up, like, immediately. Listen, if it was up to me, I would rant about every single champion all day, but I don't want to keep y'all here for, you know, ever. So, let's talk about some champions who I think really need change. First off is going to be Octavia. Octavia, her primary attacks just do way too much damage, in which it makes her kit feel not as important, you know? I think overall she's a strong character, but her damage kind of just overshadows everything else. I feel like if we reduce it by 50 to 100 damage, just see how she feels. I feel like it'll bring her a little bit more in line. She'll still be strong, which I really want her to be, but she won't just it won't be like three tapping flanks, you know. I don't think that's how it should be, you know. Leon, this is not a must, but this is something that I feel like has been a problem for a very long time. Obviously, we haven't been able to fix the eminence bug, in which presence doesn't hit for the full amount of damage. So if that's the case, why don't we just take that away, give her 2 charges of presence, but then reduce the damage to like 700, right? So that means if you hit both presence, you're hitting for 1400, right? So it's a little more than hitting a max thing with eminence right now, and it gives you 2 charges. You know what I'm saying? So you could put damage into more than one person. I don't know. I think that'd be a cool little thing to do. It's just eminence has been bugged for way too long, and I think if you can't fix it, change it. Drogos with so many counters, it's hard to get good use of him and really feel like if he's balanced or not. But in my opinion, I really think he's a great champion, right? The only thing I'd really suggest right now to make him better is to increase his flight speed and just make him a harder target to hit. I feel like his kit is really well designed. I feel like most of his cards are working the way it should, and he has, you know, he has good talents. I really feel like he's just a little too slow in the air, making him a little too easy to hit. So I feel like if you increase his flight speed, make players actually have to aim a little bit more to hit him, and I think Drogos will be a force in the meta. And I honestly would like to see more Drogos. Tiberius, gotta rework some cards, man. He feels very dry. I really want him to have more play styles, but right now he's just, in my opinion, like a stim bot. Not really fun to play into, and I personally don't enjoy playing it because it feels like when you have what is it called, man? What's the ability called? Basically trance. There we go. When you have trance up, man, it's like nothing can kill you, you know. And I know he's a duelist. You're not supposed to be 1v1ing him, but there's not a lot of champions that are like that. And it's not like he has to like he has to like hit skill shots. It's like you press a button and he gets more DPS as well as he's getting healed. And if you run the specific build, you get shields too. So it's kind of like like I want to push this guy because he's by himself, you know. I feel like I can win this fight because I think I'm a better player. And then he presses a button, ching, 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 and then he's healing from hitting the shots as well as healing from the ability, as well as getting shields from the ability. I think it's just way too much sustain, and he's a stim bot. Shaolin. Alright, so aside from the FPS issues, I love Shaolin. But please, please, please make Sand Trap Cripple direct impact. I don't think the AoE should give you a cripple. I'm really not a fan of low skill talents that give high reward. People may not agree, but when you're hitting direct shots, you're hitting for 1300 already, and you're getting a cripple. But if you're missing, you're still hitting for like 100, 200 damage, and you're getting a cripple. And it's like, basically, I'm avoiding LOS of the Shah, right? Yeah, so I've done everything I can to get out of his LOS. I'm playing smart, and I'm still getting punished because the AoE is so big. So I would say either remove the AoE cripple or make the radius smaller. I don't like low skill high reward. I just don't like it. As well as maybe tuning down the explosion damage to like 200. Because why is Shah hitting for like as much as snipers? He shoots a little bit faster, has better mobility, and has an ult that can make him shoot even faster, as well as move very fast. That doesn't make much sense to me. He's a great champion, so needs a little bit of tweaking. Mani, kind of the same thing, but I think her fire cannon needs a damage nerf. With the CD reduce build, she's just able to spam it way too often, and it just, like, you can full kill a support or a damage with one beam, and it's really hard to out DPS it, you know what I'm saying? It just flies up, pops it, and it's like, either you have phenomenal aim or you die. And you need to have the right champion too, because not every champion can out DPS it, and she just has it over and over and over again. When I'm playing into Amani's, I'm not dying to the her primaries. I'm dying to the fire cannon over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And if one ability is just killing me, that's, you know, like, why? You know, when you play other champions, most of the kit can get the job done, but it only feels like fire cannon's really doing the job. Vora. I feel like her ult needs some touching up, man. She full Katsu, gets an execute at targets that are at 65% or lower, while gaining DR and movement speed. Like, she gets way too much. 80% movement speed, my guy. 30% DR. How much DR does Inara have? Does she have more DR than Inara? Like, or almost as much? Like, that's ridiculous. You know, you look at the other executes, they have no protections. They have none. Every execute has like no protections. Lex, Dragon Punch, Zin when he has Guillotine, you know, like Moji, no protection unless she uses Barrier. But like Moji's not good right now, so I feel like if you took that away, she'd be even worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like there's not much counterplay to her ult. Like, she full call to you when she activates it. Doesn't matter, and you can't CC immune it. You know, like, if I'm a Nara and I DR with Mother's Grace, Zin can't grab me. Why can Vora grab me? You know, it just doesn't make much sense. You know, you can block, you can out LOS the Zeno. You can block the LOS. You can. There's so many things. I mean, with the Lexo, yeah. You know, like, there's so many things you can do, but with hers, it just, the game's it's getting more and more executes, and this one is just way too strong. Way too strong, way too hard to counteract. For Nara, honestly, I think we need to revert the DR nerfs. Before she even got nerfed, she wasn't even that great compared to the other main tanks. And I mean, this is coming from me. I was scrimming every single day, playing against some of the best tanks in the world. You know, like, and just shout out to, you know, all the homies who played competitive before they dipped. Like at the moment, they were some of the best tanks in the world, and it's like, Inara was really not getting picked because there was so many things that just bullied Inara, and then you nerf her, and then you buff Barrack, and it's like, she's still getting super bullied, and she's super slow, has no mobility. Like the main thing that kept her alive because she was so slow was her wall and her DR, and now it's like she gets bursted so fast, and I just don't think as a main tank she needs to be a little tankier. Yago. Man, I can rant all day about this damn worm, but I'm not. I'm gonna give actually good feedback. This is actually something that Bitey brought up, and I actually really agree with him. You need to rework her auto attack, man. So it actually feels like you're playing the game instead of just like you're getting shot at and then you're rolling, and then you're getting shot at and then you're rolling. Yago struggles to do damage. You look at it, no matter how good the Yago is, unless somebody's just feeding her damage. Has no range. The little exploding things don't do that much damage. I mean, you could up those damage and then lower how many she gets and increase the cooldown. I don't know, but like, something has to be done with her primary fire, because it just feels like when I'm on point, I can't reach anybody, and then when I'm chasing people down, I feel like I can't reach anybody, especially with the delays between standing and rolling. It doesn't feel good. She still feels a little clunky. Not a big fan of the character in general. She feels kind of boring to me, but I feel like if you rework her auto attack, that'll be a step in the right direction. All right, last but definitely not least, Saris. I think you need to reduce how much she heals with Mortal Reach, or you got to revert to tick buff. Pocket supports are not fun. Nobody enjoyed the Genos meta. Nobody was enjoying the Corvus meta. No one's going to enjoy the Saris meta. It doesn't make sense how much healing she's able to do right now, as well as she can hit multiple targets. It's way too much. You grab a Vora, and you grab a Saris, and you just hard pocket the Vora, and that Vora will probably never die. And this is a coordinated scenario. It's really, really hard. And I just, with the lack of caught, if caught was the way it used to be, I could see this being like a decent buff for Saris and leaving it that way. But caught is just not at a point where she should be healing that much. And it's like, it's not a skill heal either. Like, it auto locks. It's an auto lock heal. It doesn't take any skill to hit it. So why is she getting rewarded? So like I said, low skill, high reward. I'm not a fan of it. You know. So like, I think Saris is a great kit. I love the champion, but I think her healing's a little too overtuned right now. But yeah. But with all this being said, man, if anybody disagrees with what I'm saying, or has any other ideas, or feels like there needs to be any other changes, please leave a comment down below. I would love to talk about it. And, you know, obviously I care about the game and I care about what everybody else thinks. But this is my point of view from somebody who played competitive, who's played the game casually for a very, very long time. I have about 6 to 7K hours. So yeah, you know. So with all this out of the way, man, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe so that you never miss a video, as well as turn on them noties, man. Turn on them noties. No, but seriously, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one, and take care.